Hi, this is Michael Mufdi, and thanks for being with us on theleadersmastermind.com. We'll be talking, and this will be the first video of a series of videos that will be discussing the book by Jack Canfield, a book titled The Success Principles: How to Get from Where You Are to Where You Want to Be. Now, this is one of the amazing books that I have read. It has a wonderful set of principles that, according to Mr. Canfield, are the principles you need to apply in your life in order to gain the success you want. Today we'll be talking about the first principle in the book, which is called Take 100% Responsibility for Your Life. The whole book, with all its 64 principles, are focused and going around this basic principle. It's simply saying that you are in charge. You know, we've been believing for a very long time that we deserve an amazing life. We deserve an amazing way of living, and someone should provide that for us. Someone is responsible for giving us the nice lifestyle we desire. But the truth is, everyone is responsible about his or her life, no one else. And you must take that responsibility 100% for everything in your life. That will include your health, your success, your money, your job, your kids, your family. Everything, including in your life, is actually going under your 100% responsibility. The important thing that Mr. Jack Canfield talk about is how to give up your excuses. And we are really very good in putting too much excuses about why we are not succeeding. Mr. George Carver says 99% of all failures come from people who have a habit of making excuses. And this is something true. Excuses are nothing but limiting boundaries we create in ourselves to stop our success from coming. We just find an excuse and we say that it is because of that. That's not happening. Now, there's a very important principle Mr. Jack Canfield talks about, which is a small formula, but a very powerful one for me. It calls E plus R equals O. Now, these nice three letters represents E is the events, R's are the responses you give, and O represents the outcomes. So your outcomes is the mix between events and your responses to these events. So for any situation, when you don't like the outcome, you have one of two choices. Either you start blaming the event, you start blaming the weather, you start blaming the government, you start blaming your boss, you start blaming everything around you. But the reality, if you think about it, is that at the same time, when you are blaming this event, during the same event, someone else has succeeded. If you look at the excuses everyone puts, we would never see anyone really succeed in their lives. We would never see any Bill Gates. We would never see any Robert Kiyosaki. We would never see any Donald Trump. These people have passed through the same events that everyone else passed, but they decided to succeed. So that's the first one. The second choice is actually changing your response. And what we mean by changing your response is that you change how you are reacting towards what's happening. So you keep on, you look at your outcome. You did not like your outcome. You go back and you see what responses you did, and you start changing these kind of responses until you obtain the outcome that you did. The second thing Mr. Canfield talked about is blaming. Now, blaming is nothing but a big waste of time, according to Wayne Dyer, who said, all blame is a waste of time. No matter how much fault you find in other, and regardless of how much you blame him, it will not change you. And that's something very important. Now, if we look into blaming, and the sarcastic thing about blaming is that we tend to blame things that we can do something about it. Think about it properly. Have you ever heard anyone blaming gravity for anything happening to them? Have you ever heard anyone saying, oh, it's because of gravity I broke the glasses, or it's because of gravity I fell on the ground? They blame anything else, right? Because we know that we can do nothing to gravity. So when people are blaming, that means they have the chance to improve that thing. The third thing Mr. Canfield talking about is that you have to give up complaining. You have to stop on complaining and wasting your time into complaining, right? Because people complain usually spend time on wasting their energy in complaining instead of taking action and correcting the things. Now, in complaining, people usually tend to complain to the wrong people. What do you mean? You'll go to the work and complain about what's happening at house. Then you go back home and you complain about what's going in the office. Now, your spouse can do nothing about what's going in the office, and your colleagues can do nothing about what's going at home. So you have to start complaining, or not complaining, actually you have to start giving actions, or you have to start giving suggestions, giving new reactions to the right person. When you have a problem at home, go sit with your spouse. When you have a problem at office, sit with your boss, sit with your colleagues, and discuss the subject. Now, why people don't do that is that because they usually get afraid from saying the truth. So take it, and a new way of your life is to always stop complaining. Make it as a habit. Stop yourself from complaining. Yellow alerts are our signals. And Mr. Jack Canfield called them yellow alerts. They are signals coming either external or internal, and these alerts, things we really need to focus on and take care about. They can be external. You might hear, your friends telling you something about him, or the check from the client was bounced back, or you saw him yelling at the secretary. These are alerts. These are, things coming out that telling you be careful, something is happening. Other things that can go internal, like our intuition, our guts. We can feel something in your stomach. These things are things happening internally, and we have to really take care about them, because our intuitions and our thoughts inside can guide us sometimes to these things. Now, at the end, we have to say it is simple to take 100% responsibility of your life, but it's not easy. You need to start working on yourself. You need to start improving and improving so that you can really obtain the 100% responsibility. And the easiest way to know what's going on is actually by looking at your results. You have to pay good attention to your results. Are you getting the results you've been dreaming of? Are you at your ideal weight? Is your sales reaching the point that you wanted? Is your team producing properly? Are your kids doing well at school? These results will give you feedback that you need to use this feedback to improve your responses. Now, something I noticed is that when we use the word responsible, it has inside it the word response. And a responsible person is the person who picks the right responses to reactions. So take it from now, act as if everything happens to you is actually your direct responsibility. Start working into yourself so that you get yourself to where you really want to be. This summarizes the first chapter of the book. Please be with us for the next videos that will be talking about other chapters that include other important success principles that Mr. Jack Canfield has put in his book and said that these will help you to succeed. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned at leadersmastermind.com. Bye bye.